Welcome to another enriching session of Parenting Summit 2024. Today, we are diving into a transformative concept that has the potential to redefine how teens approach challenges. Cultivating a growth mindset, teaching teens the importance of perseverance and effort. We are privileged to have with us Miss Pratima Srivastava, Principal of Odeon Public School, Bangalore, Karnataka, a visionary leader in education. Ms. Srivastava has been at the forefront of nurturing environments where students are encouraged to embrace challenges, learn from failures, and value the power of consistent effort. As we explore this vital topic, we will uncover practical strategies to inspire resilience and a love for learning among teens. Let's begin this enlightening conversation. Welcome, ma'am, to Parenting Summit 2024.
Evening, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to this platform to
It's our
discuss
pleasure,
about.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, before we start, our audience would definitely like to know a little bit about yourself. So if you can briefly introduce, it'll be wonderful for our audience.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Shaju, to calling us to this platform to discuss about our young minds. Hello, everyone. I am Pratima Srivastava, currently working as a principal of Auden Public School, Bangalore. As a principal, my focus has always been on fostering the holistic development and innovative practices to ensure students are equipped with a dynamic future. It's been almost 2 decades. 24 years I have been with the children with the various age groups. And I always believe in believing the children and the process of learning. And I think that's very relevant to what we are going to discuss today. So over to you, Mr. Shah.
Thank you, ma'am, and welcome once again. Ma'am, would like to start with, what does having a growth mindset means for teens, and why is it particularly important during their formative years?
Can you repeat the question, sir? I couldn't hear.
Yeah, so I'm saying, what does having a growth mindset means for teen, right? The teenagers. And
Yes.
why is it particularly important during their formative years?
Great question, sir. Actually, I feel very excited to talk about this topic because it is so central to shaping our students' future.
Right.
Having a growth mindset means believing that intelligence and abilities can be developed with efforts and perseverance, especially for teens who are in their formative years. Their mindset is vital because it builds resilience and prepares them to navigate life's inevitable challenges. For
Mhm.
example, like if I had to quote you an example, this adolescence is a time of self-discovery. We all know that, right? So this growth mindset equips them to see that struggles are like an opportunity to grow, right? And for like I was talking about an example, like a student who struggles in sports, who might think that they lack athletic ability, but with the consistent practice, feedback, and effort, they often discover they can improve significantly. Now, definitely,
Right.
there is nothing can be done overnight, but as I
Mhm.
mentioned, they can improve significantly. This same principle applies to academics, relationship, and personal goals.
Right. Very well said, ma'am. Ma'am, taking it further, how can parents and educators help teens view challenges and failures as opportunity for growth rather than a setback?
Wonderfully asked. This question is absolutely a good one. I was thinking about it, sir.
Yeah.
The only word I would like to use here is normalizing failures.
Okay.
Parents and educators can foster this perspective by normalizing failures as a stepping stone to success or
Very important.
a stepping stone to moving forward. I keep quoting this example, one of my favorite example from a book from Carol Dweck's book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. A very good book, sir. I recommend everybody to read this book. She shares
Definitely.
how praising effort and strategies rather than innate talent helps students embrace challenges.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that only praising will work, but
Mhm,
this is also an important side of it,
mhm,
right? Like, for example, if I'm saying you are so smart, instead
mhm,
of that, I would prefer saying I'm impressed by how you tackled the problem, how you dealt with the problem. Now, here
mhm.
the shift happened. The shift, the focus, this shift in the focus to effort and strategies, teaching the teens that success is something that can work toward, not something they are born with. Not
Very important.
necessarily I am born with that, I can work towards
Mhm,
it, right? And as I said, educators or parents, like as a parent, we often make a mistake and openly we say, well, that didn't work out. What can I do differently next time? If we
mhm,
can say that, rather than saying, oh, you didn't, you didn't do properly.
mhm,
Instead of saying, yes, we have to say you didn't do properly, but just add a sentence to it. What can you do differently next time? So
mhm.
you are showing, you're opening a path, you're throwing a light. It shows team that failure is not the end, but the part of the process.
Right, ma'am. And I think, asking teens, or for that matter, anyone, an open question gives them the chance to think about it. They don't see then that failure as a standalone thing. They see failure and what we can do next or next time to ensure that this doesn't get repeated. That, they get that understanding and then the requirement to think beyond that failure. Right, ma'am?
Absolutely. I would like to add here, sir, one small
Sure.
point that we practice in our school. Recognizing the effort publicly is also impactful.
Hmm.
And I'm not talking about the results part, sir.
Okay.
I am talking about the most improved award.
Okay.
It should also be celebrated as much as the top performer award.
Very
Be-
important point, ma'am.
because it celebrates perseverance, sir.
Mhm. Right. Right.
That is something, directly from my heart, it's coming out. Why can't the most improved person or the child or anyone should get, appreciated or should get acknowledged? Why not? As much as the top performer,
Very
right?
true. Very true. That effort, recognizing effort is equally important.
Yes.
Every time you may not be the first or second or in top five, but
Yes.
that efforts which you have made, that should be appreciated. Very, very valid point, ma'am. Ma'am, moving on, if you try to understand, what are some of the common misconceptions about the growth mindset and how they, can be addressed?
Hmm. Uh, a common misconception that I have observed in my tenure working with the children very closely, that mostly people think that having a growth mindset is just about praising effort. We were just talking about it, right?
Right, right,
So,
right.
as I said, praising is important. Praising effort is very important. But if there is no improvement, then it is not worth. I'll give you an example. For example, telling a student, good job trying, when they haven't actually learned or progressed can backfire. So growth mindset is not just about effort. It's about effort coupled with effective strategies and learning from the feedback. I hope
But
I explained you what I'm
yes,
trying to say,
yes, yes.
right?
It's
So,
bang on.
yes, because the strategies are equally important. For the sake
Right.
of I'm trying, where have you reached? So the calculation and the strategies are equally important, that how much distance you have covered, even a bit, that
Mm-hmm.
matters. But just trying is not enough,
Right.
right?
Right. Right. So,
Another,
ma'am, yeah,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
please.
One more misconception, sir, I have observed is uh, people think it's a trait that either you have or you don't have. Growth
Mm-hmm.
mindset. Either you have it or you don't have it. The
Right.
truth is, a growth mindset can be developed over time and practice. And I'm
Very
sure
true.
you would agree to it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially adolescents, the teens need to understand that they might have a fixed mindset about certain things, like
Mm-hmm.
thinking they'll never be good at public speaking. But with effort, they can shift that perspective, right? We don't
Right.
keep talking about it. I think public speaking, we keep talking about in the school. Parents are also very keen to have the child holding the mic and standing on the stage, but it cannot happen overnight,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, some people are gifted, they just get it. But
Right.
the growth mindset, since we are discussing, this is not at all true that it's a trait that you either have or you don't have. You can
Mm.
always work on it.
Correct, ma'am. And just to add, you know, before this summit, I was so scared of or shy of coming in front of camera or doing a recording,
Oh.
right?
Mhm.
So at with let's say 25 plus years of experience, I never, I always ensured that
Mhm.
never to come in front of camera and get it recorded, right? But as we all know, at every stage we keep learning, and these are skills we need to obtain. You may not be, the best on the first day, but over a period of time, keep practicing, and I'm sure, right? So for all teenagers who are there who think that it is a very big thing or they can't do it, start practicing, and I'm sure you will reach, right,
Yes,
ma'am?
yes, we all are doing it, sir.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, when should the idea of cultivating, I mean, just related to what we discussed right now, cultivating a growth mindset to, be introduced to teens and how it can be reinforced over time?
Ideally, the seeds of a growth mindset should be planted as early as possible, sir.
Hmm.
Uh, it can be done, it should be done from the time the child is able to understand the surroundings. I mean,
Right.
it can be done subtly, age appropriate, and it can be a long discussion. But I've
Hmm.
done a lot of experiments with my own, like, wherever I'm there with whichever class, it can be done. But trust me, it can start from the nursery grade, because since we are talking in the context of school, so
Right.
grade nursery you can start. Even like,
Hmm.
the what we call them pre-primary children.
Right. Right. Right.
Now,
Ma'am,
but
what?
Mhm.
Sorry,
Yeah,
you were
but
saying something.
yes, but for teens, it's never too late to
Hmm.
introduce and reinforce it. Adolescence is particularly, a very crucial time to reinforce it. This is
Hmm.
the time where students face increased academic and social pressure, sir. Social pressure we
Right.
cannot, eliminate from
Hmm.
whatever we are discussing. So, making it vital to equip them with tools to handle setbacks.
Mm.
So the key
Right.
is consistent reinforcement.
Right. I
Yes.
would like to know, what are some of the practices or, maybe programs that your school does,
Hmm.
which implements to, encourage students to adopt a growth mindset.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, sir. There are few programs that we actively run in our school. It
Hmm.
depends grade-wise different, but looking at the limitation of the time, I'll just name it few. I'll name it,
Sure, sure, sure. That
right?
will do. Hmm.
So one of the initiative that our school has taken is called Resilience Week,
Okay.
where students they participate in activities designed to challenge them in new ways, such as
Hmm.
team building exercises or learning a skill outside their comfort zone. I mean,
Okay.
this is really challenging. We are still struggling with, breaking the shell and bringing the children out, because children, I mean, why children? Nobody likes to, people to know that I'm not good at it,
Very true, ma'am.
right?
They are all scared of, at
Yes,
whatever age we are, we all have our own, you know,
yes, yes.
I mean, it's very difficult to get out of that.
Very true. Another one that we, doing it successfully is a reflection book or reflection journal.
Mm-hmm.
This is a beautiful way because here we are maintaining your privacy, where students document their challenges they have faced, the
Mm-hmm.
steps they took to overcome them, and what
Okay.
learned.
Mm.
This not
Right.
only helps them to track their growth. So, sir, what is important is not what I want to tell you as a
Mm-hmm.
person. What is
Right.
important is something I have to look inside, reflect inside, and track myself, my growth, right?
Right.
That
Right.
brings the most important thing for a human being is called self-awareness.
Wow, wonderful.
Right.
That's a good practice. I mean, you don't have to tell anyone. You just keep yourself, your journal where you record your progress, your challenges. Very nice, ma'am. That's a good practice. So,
Thank you.
ma'am, moving on, what are some, effective ways parents can model a growth mindset in their own lives to inspire their teens? As we say that, teens, uh, I keep repeating this, that teens just see and follow more than what you tell them, right, ma'am?
Actually, you said just now what you said, it's a sutra, it's a key.
Yes. Hmm.
I have learned in my early years when I started teaching. One of
Hmm.
my mentors, she was giving a session and she used this phrase: children, they
Okay.
see, they learn.
Right.
Right. So, what you said is actually, you summarized everything. However,
Okay.
to answer your question, parents can inspire their teens by demonstrating how they tackle challenges in their daily lives. For example,
Okay.
if a parent is learning a new skill,
Hmm.
say cooking or using technology,
Hmm.
share their struggles and progress. This
Hmm.
shows a teen that growth is a lifelong journey. I am not a superhuman. My mother, my father is not a superhuman.
Hmm.
And what is happening actually, it's a vice versa. What parents they say, see, I have done so much. Now it's your time to do.
Hmm.
Because you are still doing, right?
Right. Right.
Right. And, instead of saying that we are done with our time, now it's your time to learn, we should
Hmm.
say, we are, see, constantly I'm learning and upgrading myself. Why don't you do
Right.
that, right? I
Right.
I would like to recommend one book to all the parents here in
Hmm.
my school. Whenever I meet a parent and any discussion or conversation, I recommend this book called The Gift of Failure by Jessica Lahey. It's a
Okay.
wonderful book, sir, and it emphasizes the importance of allowing children to fail and learn from their mistakes.
Wonderful.
We are saying it in a very safe way for children, but it's for us also,
Okay. Wonderful.
right? So
Ma'am,
rather than
yeah.
stepping into their problem and solving their problem, parents can model this approach at home, and this can be transformative.
Wow. I'm sure, ma'am. Yes. So, ma'am, my last question would be around, how can parents support teens in overcoming self-doubt or fear of failure to build confidence in their, in their abilities?
So first, again, I would like to repeat one word is normalizing. It's okay to have a self-doubt. It's okay to fail. Normalize it. Even I doubt myself every day. That brings a butterfly in our stomach. What is going to happen, whether I'll be able to do or not, right? But to answer you in a systematic way, see, self-doubt often stems from a fear of judgment
Mm.
or unrealistic expectations, right? So parent can
Right.
by creating a safe space for
Mhm.
teens to express their feelings without fear of criticism.
Mhm.
So that is why I use the word normalizing. Safe space is what? Is normalizing. It's fine, right? For
Right.
example, if a teen fails a test, instead of focusing on the failure only, parent
Mhm.
can ask, what do you think you could have done differently or what you can do next time?
Correct.
I am not at all saying that you should not tell or talk to your child about the failure. We must
Mhm.
talk. We have to tell them to face. But instead of closing the all the roads, we should say, what can be done next time? Right?
Very important point, ma'am.
Yes, we can
You
add
know,
on to
discussing
that.
failure is important, but at the same time, let's not leave it there,
Hmm.
and keep it open, where we're saying, asking them to think through what they can do next time, which will give a better result.
Yes.
Very true, ma'am. Great. Thank you, ma'am. It was wonderful. I mean, for all your valuable insights and for sharing actionable strategy to foster a growth mindset amongst team. Your expertise reminds us that perseverance and efforts are not just skills, but life principles that lays the foundation of success and fulfillment. To all our attendees, let us remember that cultivating a growth mindset is not about achieving perfection, but about nurturing a journey of learning and self discovery. Together, as a parent, educator, and mentor, we can inspire team to face challenges with courage, embrace effort, and celebrate progress every step of the way. Thank you for being part of this thoughtful, provoking session at the Parenting Summit 2024. Stay tuned for more impactful conversation that empowers families to thrive together. Until next time, stay inspired and keep growing. Thanks a lot once again, ma'am, for taking out time and sharing your invaluable insights. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.